Hello everybody, my name is Kenneth and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. My twin, Bree, I call her my twin, my bestie, my twin, Bree. You might know her and her sister Tori from New Chapter Reactions. Bree recommended to me that I check out the ENHYPEN Untold Concept Cinema and the EXO MV. I asked if I should do them as two separate videos, and Tori said that I should do them as one video. So that's what we're going to be checking out today. Just a little bit of background from me. I'm aware of ENHYPEN very minimally. I know a few of their songs, but I don't particularly know much about them. I do know, partially thanks to Bree, that their lore is that they're vampires. But I don't really know much. So this is gonna be my first time properly looking at ENHYPEN. So yeah. Pause warning before we get into this. I'm a notorious pause person. So if that's not your thing, that's absolutely fine. I'm sure there's a reactor out there for you. But yeah, if you guys are interested in checking this out with me, let's get into this. I just noticed there is an 15 age rating. Let's get into this.
Breaking news. The nation is in the midst of a massive vampire extermination operation.
Okay, so we're starting off with the lore.
And military authorities have issued an urgent
right off the bat.
an end to any coexistence between
just another thing, I don't know all of the members apart from Sunu. I know of Sunu, and that's about it. And I think there's someone called Jake. I'm not entirely sure, so please feel free to yell at the yell at me about the members. Who is this?
and vampires. The streets are filled with citizens demanding
Sunu.
the eradication of vampires.
해는 완전히 저물었어. 지금 떠나야 해.
Oh, okay. Vampires with guns? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're just. This is not what I was like. This is not what I was thinking was gonna happen. I didn't really need to pause there. I'm sorry, guys. They look badass, though. Wait, hang on. Hang on. Did this say ENHYPEN? No. No, it says... It looks like it says engine backwards, which is, if I'm right, that's the fan-based name. Is that right? It's either backwards or forwards, but Ian... Yeah, that definitely looks like a... Am I going mad? Is it a gurja? I don't know. Sorry. I love how much attention is actually being put in this video, because it's so cinematic, and I guess when it says concept cinema, you expect some level, but this feels like this is one of those things that you'd expect to see at an IMAX theater or something. It very much feels like that. Wanted posters. Vampire, 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 vampire. Just in case you weren't aware. Romance Untold. Is this the new album? Or the new EP or single or whatever?
왜 안 타?
Oh, the little piano. I love the magic cross in the background. I don't know if it's magic, but it looks like cross. Oh, Bree told me that there was someone called Chloe, so she said her words were, so that I don't kind of go, who the hell is Chloe? So thank you for that, Brie. I really appreciate that.
그게 무슨 소리야? 리버필드에 클로에도 데려가기로 약속했어. 클로에는 인간이야. 우릴 추방하고
Okay, so we've got
클로에
might be wrong. We've got Romeo and Juliet kind of style love story, maybe. Chloe, human. I don't know the member's name, I apologize. But the member, vampire, star-crossed lovers, forbidden love, and as the caption says, the different one, the special human.
클로에는 그런 인간들이랑은 다르지.
It feels like I love Sunu. Sorry, I might be pronouncing his name wrong. I think it's Sunu. I see him a lot on TikTok, and he's just got one of those like really cute faces. And I'm just like, oh.
그녀를 데려가야 돼.
클로에가 어디 있는지 알고 있어. 오래 안 걸릴 거야.
They're very good at acting.
가면 위험할 수도 있어. 그래도 다들 후회 없겠어?
Yeah, the way that this is shot, you could easily see it be like a K-drama TV show film.
준 유일한 인간이었다.
Okay, Chloe was the only human that protected them.
우리는 그녀를 위하여 음악을
We made
만들었고
music for her. So is Chloe kind of? I guess it'll probably be answered. Hi. Sorry. Is Chloe kind of maybe the audience surrogate in this, rather than having like a bajillion people? It's almost like that. Almost maybe suggesting that we're supposed to believe that Chloe is, or the fan base is like maybe like a the relationship between ENHYPEN and the fan base is like a dirty little secret or like a hidden thing. Dirty little secret is probably the wrong phrase, but you know what I mean. It's like that secret possession kind of thing.
음악은 항상 그녀와 우리를 하나로 만들어 주었다.
Okay.
그녀는 우리의 음악을 기록했다.
I love that there's so much attention to detail with this concept cinema.
오직 그녀를 위하여 노래를 하고
Oh.
다.
See, the way this is filmed, it almost feels like this should be, apart from like obviously the tape and the technology, it almost feels like it should be like a Victorian or like an Edwardian or a historical kind of throwback. Whereas this seems not modern day, but like more contemporary. But the way that like they're talking about this relationship and stuff, it feels like that pining after like hundreds of years when it might have only been like 10 or 20. Or probably even less. It's interesting as well, the very real focus is on the members. Obviously, they've kind of set up the idea that Chloe is filming. I think that first shot was meant to be Chloe, and they very cleverly obstructed her face with the camera. It's almost kind of like they again are using her as that kind of audience surrogate, so they don't want to attach a look to her. I might be wrong, it might change, but so far it definitely feels like they're trying to say like this could be any one of you guys watching. You know, because they're definitely making the point that the music and the artistry and stuff is all being done for Chloe, and you know, you could easily extrapolate that and say that it's for the kind of fan base.
악보와 테이프는 쌓여져 갔다.
Is that suggesting that an album? Because I'm suggesting by all that
뭐지? 우리의 추억이었다.
the amount of songs maybe is enough to fill like a full album.
오늘 우리는
Yeah, see, like that. Oh, that's a beautiful lens, like little lens flare. But like that, like it's intentionally like you've got her hair perfectly falling over the side of her face, just in the right place to where at that angle the camera can cover the rest of it, and there's no discernible features. And actually, there's actually kind of almost like an ambiguity with this, where this could easily be a man, it could be a woman, it could be genderless, just from this particular angle, because you can't see anything discernible about this person. Obviously, the kind of the film is saying Chloe and using she, her pronouns and stuff like that, but there is a very ambiguous kind of appearance in the way she's appeared so far.
우리는 그녀와 함께 리버필드로 떠날 것이다.
I wonder what Riverfield is. It feels very dystopian name, Riverfield. It's giving District 9. It's giving... No, not District 9. That's Stray Kids. But, you know, it's giving... is it District 11 from Hunger Games? District 11, you know. And then it's giving the capital. And it's giving the... what was the place... was it Dauntless? Was that the faction, or was that the place? I can't remember. But the Divergent series feels very in, you know, that kind of thing. I love the moodiness of the shots, because obviously with them being vampires, they're going to be traveling by night. I'm assuming they're kind of, so far they feel very canonical vampires. I don't know if they're able to go out in the sun, or if there's workarounds or anything like that. I don't know how faithful they are to the kind of the vampire canon, if you like. But this is, I love the way in this, especially in the contrast between this shot here and the other shots before the sequence where they were with Chloe, because the one with Chloe was quite nostalgic. It was quite bright. I wouldn't say it was colorful, but it was more colorful and vibrant. And when I say vibrant, I mean in terms of like bright colors than these shots have been. And I guess it's that it's intended to very much be that contrast between the happy memories of ENHYPEN and Chloe, contrasted with the fact that now they're separated from one another, and that ENHYPEN are very much on the run. They're being hunted. Even like the smoke, in this particular shot is giving, you know, that elusive vampire kind of vibe. Oh no, a checkpoint. Checkpoint?
모두 총 꺼내.
Oh, don't do it.
이렇게 지나.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I played Detroit Become Human. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh no. I can't tell if those are heat lamps or just I can't tell if those are like meant to be like the similar things to the aircraft. What do you call them? You know, the guidance, the things that people use at the airport, or if they're multifaceted and they're gonna like burn them or something. Hello. Everyone act natural. No one clink your guns.
Control ahead due to a vampire arrest operation.
I really appreciate this, that this has been a combination of English and Korean. Obviously, I've got English subtitles, but I like the fact that there's the Korean subtitling in the video, like baked into the video when there are English speaking characters. I know that, is it Jake that's Australian? Jake, I think, is a member that I'm aware of. I think. Is Jake the Australian? I know there's an Australian, or multiple Australian. I know there's definitely at least one. But I wonder if he had any hand in maybe the translations or anything. I don't know. Hi. Yep.
Where's heading?
Just heading towards town square.
Okay, that's definitely.
You boys better get home quickly.
See?
It's getting crazy out.
See? This is what happens when you hold your nerve. If someone like if someone in the next few seconds like clinks their gun or something, it's over. But so long as they hold their nerve, everything's gonna be okay. That man has a very sharp jawline.
All 7 vampires.
Wait, hang on. Oh, they know. Sorry, I was pausing because I was whenever I watch films and stuff, films, music videos and stuff, I always look at I do this in real life as well, to make sense of the I always look at number plates and stuff, and I was wondering if at first I was wondering if these were member names or something, but then I noticed that there was no wait, no, it might be it might be because there's 2 S's. If I was right with the Jake, there's 3 J's to choose from. Is that their members' names? Because that feels very deliberate.
All 7 vampires confirmed.
All units cleared to fire.
Oh, they're gonna die. Ignore everything I said in the last few minutes about, you know, holding their nerve. Oof. Very, very fitting that they crashed into a music store. It's a very sorry. This might be the most stupid thing ever. This is the most random street ever. I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen a street that looks like this. Like the bridge looks like it goes into the room above. I say room, but like the space above the music shop, and there's a barber shop. It feels very and maybe this is just me. It feels like a very unique kind of street, because it doesn't this almost looks like the kind of like industrial part of town or a part of a city. And so this looks more like odd for I don't know if like this kind of shop front doesn't look like it should be in a place like this. Does anyone else get that, or is that just me being weird?
Target has crashed into the music shop. All occupants are presumed dead.
All occupants are presumed dead. Well, they're vampires, so that's kind of already a given. I get what they mean, though. No! 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 The baby! No! As I said, I'm not like all. I'm not very aware of ENHYPEN, but no, why? No, why? But why? But why? Oh, wait. Was that a sign? Sorry. Hi. Lemon cider grocery store, cherry cider. Okay, never mind. I thought maybe there was something on the sign. Ooh, that effect. Hang on. When the light, like, that, like, the veins looked all different.
Hey! Aim for the vampire's head!
No. Bite him. Yes! That's what you get for making him fall out of a car. I think that's Sanu. I might be wrong. This is cool. Okay, I love the stunts in this. I did think it was an overpass, so that's why I thought the shot being there was a bit weird. Also, is there a significance to all of the members but Sanu? I think it's Sanu. That has blonde. Is there a significance? Is it like a corruption kind of thing where like they've had lighter colored hair in the past and like it's only like Sanu that has the lighter hair? They look very cool. Oh, that breath sound design. Oh, it's very clever. I love, sorry, I know I'm pausing in the middle of the action. I love that you don't need, like, I have no other really any knowledge about the rest of the lore of this, but you don't need it to be invested in this. I am gonna go back though a little bit. I always like to go back. I was gonna say, why were, no offense to ENHYPEN. I don't want anything bad to happen to them, even if they are vampires. But why were the grenades the second option? Like I feel like the grenades should have been, like, if you're hunting vampires, shouldn't the grenades be the first option? Because like unless you can like dead set bullseye get the head, because they mentioned like shooting the head. I think that's actually, isn't that canon? Isn't that canon with vampire lore that you like have to remove the head and stake them at the same time or something? I know you definitely obviously have to stake them, but the stake's meant to be like temporary, isn't it, or something? I don't know. But yeah, shouldn't the grenades have come out sooner? I'm really glad they fell forward because I felt my back. I thought they were gonna like fall back on their legs, and I was like, oh, that would be painful. I love this like do sound in the sound design. Oh, the sound of the gun scraping on the ground. The sound design is like so good in this.
Damn these vampires.
I'm sorry. There's something so funny about someone's last lines. Like last lines, but like last words being, damn those vampires. Like there's something really like, out of all of the things that you could say, you know, you could recite poetry, you could like tell someone, like yell into the ether that you love someone or something. Damn those vampires. I'm sorry, there's something so funny about that. Is that violin, cello, not cello, violin, is that, I think it's violin, fiddle, whatever. Was it broken? Or is it still intact? Because the pianos look intact. Also, sorry, this shot is really, really beautiful. I love the way that there's this like green cast over the video. I don't know if it's like been added afterwards or if it's been lit this way. But there's like a green cast over the video, and I love the way that there's this it looks like a really small room, but it's made to look like really big because you've got the two pianos, you've got like the clutter in the background, but there's nothing really going on in the scene except for obviously this particular member and the swinging chandelier above. There's not much going on, but it makes this really solemn frame, especially when we know from what's been kind of told and shown to us earlier, obviously this particular member's by themselves. The kind of the significance of the music side of things. You know, they did music together, and obviously it was a shared experience between the members and Chloe. And again, when I talked earlier about color, the green kind of cast, if you compare it with the more colorful, bright colors of the nostalgic kind of feel of the scenes with Chloe, the members of Chloe, this is a much more sickly, deathly, hazy shot, and it really it really compounds just how, I don't, maybe I'm wrong, obviously we've got some more time left, but it really compounds the fact that this particular member looks like the sole survivor of this. Oh, and then for it to go into this. Was this? Oh, okay. So the music shop. Oh, these expletive. Pretend. Oh, did they really corner them at? Did they know about Chloe? Is this Chloe's music shop? Is this like a family music shop? And they just had not only the members crash into it, but they potentially murdered them outside. And now this member here is just standing in the wastes of like history. I'm just wondering because of the tape and stuff. EXO. EXO is the song that we'll be checking out after this. Okay. It's almost giving, sorry, I know I'm pausing again. It's almost giving that regretful, it's almost like, and this is kind of like 80s, 90s maybe. It's the idea is they've given this mixtape to Chloe, you know, sometime in the past, and now they're here, and it's almost kind of like, it's not exactly the same as, but it's like almost that regretful thing that it didn't work out. Because I've been going kind of on this assumption that Chloe and ENHYPEN were, or at least the members that were talking specifically about Chloe, they had a close connection with them. And so it's giving that connection or that relationship or whatever was broken down or broken apart, probably by the kind of in-universe struggles and stuff regarding the hunting down of vampires and such. But it's paralleling that maybe idea of like a relationship not working out and then finding the tape, but only in most storylines like that they haven't given the tape, if that makes sense. So it's almost like a twist on that, where it's almost like they've given the tape and they've made all these memories and stuff, and now this is almost all that's left, I guess. I love the real soft focus in here. Are you alive? Wakey wakey. Do I need to get my feather duster? Wakey wakey. I could get some pepper, make you sneeze. Okay, you're alive. That's good. Well, okay, maybe not. He's just sleeping. It's fine. No. Don't close your eyes. Don't do it. Don't do it. I've had a stitch like that. Don't worry. Sorry. Oh no! Don't you die. Please be okay. Please be okay. Are they all gonna be okay? Are they all gonna heal? Oh, he's crying. Oh, this is pretty. I love detuned pianos like this. Whoever's handwriting that is really nice. Oh, I think that's what the sorry, ooh, music. I think that's what the brackets of the song title is. It's EXO and then only if you say yes in brackets, I think. I tried not to look too much at the YouTube page when I loaded it up before recording. I love this idea here that this song is conditional. It almost feels like in I'm sure everyone knows that the scene in Shrek where Fiona, or is it Fiona? No, it's Shrek. I think Shrek is I think it's Shrek, but they've got the flower and they're like, I think it's Fiona. I can't remember, but they're like, he loves me not. He loves me not. He loves me, and it's giving that vibe. Like, I will play this song for you, and this will be our song, or you know, it will form a part of our relationship, but only if you say yes. And there's a hint with the tape. Given that this part of the title is in the brackets, there's a maybe a hint that because of the brokenness of the title, there wasn't that moment of them saying yes. Not necessarily that Chloe said no, but there's that moment between EXO and the title where it's almost like they're bookends. So you've got the kind of the tape being given is kind of like a, and I might be wrong with this, but like the tape has been given with the EXO on the as the label, as kind of the beginning of the kind of the love story, the romance, the relationship, whatever. And then that is filled with these happy memories that were created. And then it was meant to be bookended, or even maybe like cliffhangered into like, if you like, in like how books move from one to another in book series. It's meant to be that ending that allows that to happen. I might be wrong. I'm going to shut up now.
너만 줄 수 있는 허락의 말.
Oh. So, hang on, sorry. I'm trying to work out what the significance of the O is, because it changes from XO to O. Is it meant to be... Hold up. So they're vampires, right? And they, given that they're traveling at night, they can't necessarily go out in the sun. Does that mean that the X represents kind of them, and then maybe the O, yes, maybe technically, maybe represents Chloe, but also maybe represents the moon or something? Or because it looks, in this particular kind of graphical way it's just developed and designed, it almost looks like an eclipse, because you've got the very big like dark space in the center of it's almost like two circles in the center of the smaller one. You've got this maybe like moon shape, and then you've got at the kind of, it's kind of like an eye, and if you imagine that like the iris, is it iris, the outer part, it looks like how the sun looks during an eclipse. So I'm wondering if that's meant to represent Chloe, because Chloe would, maybe the sun, kind of, you got Chloe and then you got the sun, pretend that this is behind this, but maybe the sun is like the representative of representation of humanity, because the sun is trying to kill them as much as the humans are. But then you've got this eclipse, and the reason I think it's Chloe is because obviously they've made very, very clear kind of points that Chloe isn't like other humans, that she's a lot more accepting of them and arguably maybe a lot more protective of them. So here it's almost maybe like a suggestion that she's out there, and that maybe maybe she's still willing to be that protective person, or certainly that special person for them. Yeah, I really like that. I just wanted to make sure there was just. Oh, is there more? I don't want to. Bloopers? Oh, okay, so. Okay, I'm really glad there's credits. I'm really glad there were credits. Because I was right. Because if I remember rightly, where's the thing? Where's the thing? Oh, I can't see it there. There was a very deliberate shot over here somewhere. I apologize, I'm gonna go back to this. But there was a very deliberate shot, and I didn't realize it was the members. There is a Jake, there's also a J. Okay. Sunu! So okay, so the members are Jungwon, Hisung, Jae, Jake, Sungwoon, Sunu, Nikki. Okay, I will probably remember none of them because I'm terrible at names, but I'm glad I've got some idea. And I really like the fact that it's not just like an Easter egg, but it's because it's on their like van or their travel thing. It's almost like saying that like they're always going to be together because they're all like a package inside of the van. Does that make sense? And also there is that kind of thing of, oh, they're all being hunted. So yeah. I love that we're getting like, I thought it was going to be a blooper reel, but it's like a time gone by kind of idea. I love that there's credits for the characters in this. It's very interesting as well that Chloe's Chloe's actor is just called Young. Very, very. I love the single name to the single name. The way that this is going up, I don't know if anyone else has had this has had this experience. I'm watching like both sides, but the frame rate of the video and the frame rate of the credits, they feel very different from one another. It feels like, and it's weird because the video part of the credits here looks like it's been filmed on something older, so like with a lower frame rate kind of thing. But it looks smoother than the credits, and the credits almost look like how, like in terms of how the motion is, like the motion of the, when I say the motion, I mean the actual camera motion, and how the camera picks up motion. It looks, that the credits look, in terms of their motion, how the video should look. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that, but I wonder what they're saying. Because obviously when they film things like this, especially because there's no scripted lines, they'll obviously have to say things to make each other look like they're speaking. Okay, random aside, does anyone know the difference between a fiddle and a violin? Genuinely. And also there's a cello at the back. Oh, I really like this. I think I feel like if this wasn't related to kind of like the music side of things, this would stand alone as a very really as like a very certainly as an introductory short film to a vampire story. But this was brilliant. This was brilliant. Okay, so we are going to check out the music video for this wonderful song. I'm saying wonderful because if any of the little part of the tape was in this, it sounded really nice. Let's get into this. Oh, subtitles, sorry. Make sure they're on. There we go. Playing rock, paper, scissors. That's cute. Oh, that was that. Sorry, I don't know if he had the this particular member had the same hair color in the other video because it was quite dark. That's a really nice shade of red. It's almost like it's almost like an autumnal red, and it really works with the color grading of this. I don't know about you guys, but autumn is my favorite season, and I also think autumn is probably ironically, I know February has Valentine's Day, but I think autumn is actually the most romantic of the seasons.
나 먼저 간다.
I thought he was gonna get. Maybe I paused too soon. What happened?
나 먼저 간다.
Okay. I was like, when I saw him standing there, I was like, oh, if he gets run over. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that. But it didn't hit him, but he like turned into bats. That was a really creative way of transitioning the
나
scene.
먼저 간다.
Oh. Also, we got very much moon imagery as well in this music video, but also in that cinema short film. I really like this. I really like this. So it sounds like a synth. This is gonna sound really weird. It sounds like a synth, but it sounds like a synth if you were playing it with a bow. Does that make sense? Like when you play like a keyboard and stuff like that, obviously, especially real piano, you're hitting things. Because when you play keys, you're hitting the hammers. There's such like a slide to this. It feels less like you're hitting something and more like you're, sorry, you can't even see, but more like you're like the slide of a bow on an instrument. Okay. Okay, the way that they did that the effect on the voice there. I love the way that the rhythm, like, I don't know if anyone else has that. It like tickled. It like tickled my brain. Sorry, I'm going. It's also like almost like mirroring the drum beat that's underneath. Getting the hang on. I think that's the drum beat, but it's almost, apart from I think the beat where there isn't a drum, it feels like it's mirroring it. Ooh. Sorry, the voice change. The voice change, I think, got me as well, because the kind of the effect that's on the voice almost sounds like a tape. And obviously, if we go with the kind of theory that I was saying about like the EXO tape kind of being like the first part of the relationship. It's almost like instead of maybe because it wasn't safe, but instead of going up to Chloe and saying like, this is how I feel, or this is what I feel, they've kind of taken the shy approach and been like, here's a tape. It's got my confession on it. And then from that, maybe there hasn't been a time, because of the kind of the consequences of the world, there hasn't been a time for them to have that full conversation. And so that's why it's this very reach outy kind of vibe so far. I like it. It's cute. I'll even pluck the sun, the moon for you. Wow. I feel like that transition there was, sorry, I wasn't even going to talk about that. I love the way that went from dark to light. Just the way that, oof, you went from the quite dark scene to like the bright scene here. That wasn't even what I was going to talk about. It's very much giving, and I mean this in no negative way. It's giving that first love kind of fairy tale, fantasticalized. I don't care if it's not a word. I'm making it a word. Kind of love, where it's like, I will pull down the moon for you. I will grab the stars and everything. You know, I will. Oh, there's a puddle. I'll wipe it away. Kind of, you know, that kind of thing. It's very. It's, and again, I'm not meaning this in a negative way, but it's very immature. It's very almost naive. It's kind of like, you can tell that this is set before. Again, when I say immature, I don't mean, because again, it has negative connotations, but that idea of there's been none of the kind of negative experiences that we saw in the cinema, in the cinema concept. So the immaturity and the naivety is expected, because it's kind of like they haven't experienced anything bad or anything to worry about, and so it's natural for them to be, you know, more cutesy, more. I mean, if you compare how they are in this so far, even just so far compared to how they were in the concept, the cinema concept. In the cinema concept, they were a lot more gritty, a lot more guarded, and arguably a lot more mature and grown up. And it's almost that kind of idea that they've been shunted into it because of the consequences of the lore. But I think that it very much gives you that kind of first love, like, I will do everything for you, you know, I will do anything. And it's a really pure and pristine kind of love. I love the little ring. I guess it could also be the symbol of a ring, the image. I love this guitar. Wow, it's almost like funky. I really like the way with this that it feels new, but there's something in the production and the way it's produced that does evoke that kind of older feeling to it a little bit, which really helps with that vampire lore, and that kind of aspect of being a timeless vampire. Ah, when dusk falls, I think it was what it said. When dusk falls, I'll make all your dreams come true, because obviously in the night, and when the moon's up and the sun has faded away, that's where they're most powerful. This music video is suggesting to me, and again, I don't know the lore, so please forgive me. It's almost like the vampires in this lore that ENHYPEN are and that they embody. They are not necessarily susceptible to the sun in the way other vampires are. It looks like they can survive, but it looks like they are less vampiric and more human during the day. And so maybe I'm wrong with that, but especially with this line here about when dusk falls, I'll make all your dreams come true, that kind of flip in the daytime to nighttime kind of thing makes me feel like maybe in the day they genuinely are just almost close to human. I might be wrong, or maybe this is before they were vampires. Maybe. And maybe this line is more about suggesting what is to come, or something. You know, maybe something happens between when this music video is set and the concept cinema film is set, where they maybe have to take a deal or something. Again, I'm speculating because I have no idea. It's really interesting though. I'll be your genie. I love that. Almost like playful. Please say my name, because obviously, with vampires, there's the power of compulsion, and being able to have someone do what they want. You know, you can take someone's free will away with compulsion. But this song so far, even from the title, only if you say yes, and here, please say my name rather than just say my name. There's an element here where I don't know if in the ENHYPEN kind of canon of vampires there is the power of compulsion or anything like that. But if there is, there's a willingness and a want to not use it here because they don't want to maybe create a false relationship, a false love, take advantage of the situation. I really like that, just from the kind of very real world implications of sharing how important consent is. Oh, the transitions in this music video are really creative. Whether it's that little walk in front of the camera there to switch it, or the beginning with the bat effect, that's really the cinematography of music videos in general are really good. But so far, what I'm noticing from this and the concept is the concept cinema is that ENHYPEN very much takes the cinematography as seriously as the music, and I love that. He's got a very, very piercing stare. I could believe that man is a vampire. If you told me he was a vampire, I could believe it. Also, notice how now in this, I don't know if we're going to class this as a chorus. I'm assuming it's either going to be the chorus or the pre-chorus. That effect, that static jumping effect has gone from the voice. So it's almost like the tape's been reset or whatever. In that like first section, when that in that first introductory kind of section of the song, and now the tape's playing smoothly. So I wonder if it's gonna. Again, I might just be speculating because of the cinema concept, but I wonder if the tape kind of analogies in the music is going to come back. Sorry, I'm just pausing. The idea that something as powerful as a vampire could have a god is something that's very, and I'm going, okay, that's the kind of something that I've never thought about before. Because when you think of like the food chain, if you like, you know, at the base you've kind of got insects and stuff like that. And then you've got animals, and you've got us, and then you have vampires in this kind of food chain. And so often with vampire-based stories, you often think of, or at least I think of, the vampire as the top and the head and the most powerful thing. But obviously here, they're suggesting that there's a higher power. And again, I think going back to what I was saying earlier about the kind of the moon aspect, I don't know if I'm right in that Chloe's meant to represent the moon, or if Chloe actually is the moon in this case. Not just because I was thinking that Chloe was maybe going to be an audience surrogate, but maybe Chloe is more than that. Maybe she is the kind of the literal humanized and humanoid representation of the moon and of their strength. And so maybe there's that element of Chloe gives us the power almost, not just in that kind of way. Because love can do that. Love can give you. It's kind of sappy to say and soppy but love often can give you the confidence to change things about yourself, or do things differently, or simply be able to do things you didn't think you were capable of doing, because that other person can open you up and kind of reveal your weaknesses, but take care of them, protect them, hide them. It's, when people say that kind of that corny line of two becomes one, that's what that really means, is when you kind of allow yourself to be vulnerable, but then there's someone to like cover you and hide those vulnerabilities from everyone else, but they're aware of it and they're able to share. And equally in the reverse, you're able to see their vulnerability. I really like the song. Oh, that shot of the eye. Sorry, I'm going back. Just the way the light was in there. Sorry, I didn't get the pause. Okay. Oh, the eyes. It was like time stopped. Hi. A celebrate. Oh, okay. I love that. This is so cute. I get the synth. Again, the synth. This one, I'll admit, sounds more like it's played with keys, but there's still like a smoothness to it that feels like it. And again, it sounded more like it in the beginning, but still slightly adjacent from how I feel it would sound if it was played on piano or like a keyboard style instrument. Aww. Sorry. Look at how cute he is. Aww. I love Consent. Oh, this song is... Oh. This song is a 10 out of 10 just from the fact that it... Irrespective of everything else I've seen, just from the fact that it places such importance on consent. Again, like I said, it has real world implications, but obviously in kind of lore, and again, I don't know again about how vampires work for ENHYPEN and in their lore, but it would be very easy for ENHYPEN's vampires to have compulsion, like other vampire mind control compulsion kind of thing, like other vampire canon often does. And so I love, because I mean, when you think of that, the whole story of vampires, you think of the first obviously thing that I obviously think about is Dracula. And Dracula, I'll be honest, I've never read the book cover to cover, but I have seen like the old film, the original film and stuff, one of the original films. And I remember very vividly the kind of the Dracula whispering someone to the window, whispering, it was whispering a beautiful lady to the window. That lady, I think, was Mina Harker, and then making her into a vessel almost for him to just do with what he wished. And so when you contrast that with this, it's so nice that there's a real respect. And when in this kind of case, again, when I was talking about vulnerabilities earlier, when just going to go back to this cute little moment here, this little moment here with Sunu, not this moment, but that is a moment, Where is it? Come on, come through, come back to me. This moment here where he's showing the butterflies. Obviously when you think of butterflies are very beautiful, but they're also very fragile. You think that, and they go from kind of that image of like a caterpillar, and then they metamorphose into beautiful butterflies. And it almost feels, from my experience of watching this, it's almost like this relationship is doing the same thing for, in this case, Sunu, but the members. So it's changing them from, and again, I don't know the lore, so please feel free to correct me, but it's changing maybe the more Dracula-esque, you know, crude vampire that maybe they used to be, into this more humanized and more vulnerable kind of character. And again, here they're using their power in a very romantic way. You know, when you think about the you know, the vampiric canon and stuff like that, vampires in canon, you know, they could command bats, and we've seen that in this with the kind of the transition at the beginning. They could command bats, but they could also command wolves and things like that, and darkness. And there's a very deliberate use here, not just of the butterflies, which is already kind of the opposite of that, because you've got kind of bats, not necessarily the bats, but wolves have a tendency of viciousness to them. You know, given that they're wild animals. You've already got that contrast, but then you've got the very visual contrast of the butterflies almost look like pure moonlight, not just light, but moonlight. And again, I think that's very intentional, because the whole kind of point throughout this song so far has been that it's the nighttime where they're truly, it's not even just that they're they're strongest, it's the nighttime where they're truly able to be themselves. And so it feels a lot more raw, because when you think of something like, I know I've been talking for a long time, but when you think about vampires again in the main kind of canon of history, they've never been one to get close to another person or other people unless they had a use. Even like the kind of the romance in like the Dracula films that I remember, it was still, there was still a power imbalance. It was still maybe there was an element of love, but it was toxic love. It wasn't reciprocated love, and it was, forced is the wrong word, but there was an element of coercion to it. Whereas this almost feels like ENHYPEN are kind of saying to this person, this is who we are, take us as we are, and accept us as we are, which is a very, very raw and a very emotional and a very human thing to do. So ENHYPEN's vampires definitely feel a lot more human than, you know, a lot of vampire representation has been in the past. That sounds weird to say, vampire representation.
Can I kiss you? Can I hug you? 너에게 감사해, yeah. Would you kiss me?
Wait, did he turn out the stars?
너에게 감사해, yeah. Would you?
Oh no, it was the lights, okay. I saw a light disappear and it's too slow. Even like that. Sorry, I was listening to this, but we're talking about goddesses and stuff like that. And then in amongst all of this, we have this beautiful shot. And it's not just the fact that it's a flower, which obviously is a, you know, a romantic gesture. You know, in most cultures and stuff like that, it's romantic to get someone flowers and stuff like that as a token of love. It's the fact that despite, you know, vampires, and again, I don't know if this is how it works for them in the ENHYPEN universe, but vampires are dead. The whole purpose of a vampire is to be undead, bring death. And yet here in this shot, because they found love, they've humanized to a point where, because of their supernatural abilities, and you could maybe say that the kind of goddess line references that their reverence for this person has allowed them to transcend this. But because of that, they're able to make life. You know, I didn't even think about that with the butterflies, but because I just thought they kind of magic tripped summoned out of nowhere. But the fact that this flower is blooming, you know, it's actively growing and moving, is an interesting take, because and also all the love heart bouquet and the cushion. Sorry, I just noticed that. All of that. It's an interesting take on vampiric power, because again, vampiric power is death, it's gloom, it's doom. Literally, the power of a vampire, you know, isn't just to transform into a bat and suck people's blood. You know, vampires of old were able to summon mist and storms and lightning, and because that's why I was wondering about the star, if it was turning, if the member was that was in the in that other scene was turning off the stars, because I was wondering if that's how they were going with it in this, but obviously I got that wrong. But that's what vampires, you know, typically do, whereas the vampires that were presented with through ENHYPEN and through this music video they're almost gods themselves, because they are bringing life too. But it sounds like, and if we take how the concept cinema kind of short film was, it's almost like they're only able to do that while they have this person that they revere and that they love. And again, it's almost like a special thing that they can only do with this person. It's like the red tape, red rope concept, where, you know, you're bound to someone with red tape, and then if that tape is severed or anything like that, nothing is gonna, you know, nothing is the same. I love the way that this is shot. She's looking at the moon, and obviously the lyric says one of life towards the moon. She's looking at the moon, he's looking at her. And that's a real interesting kind of subversion and diversion from the lore, because again, with vampires, you have a very strong sentiment and urge towards the moon, in the same way that bats and wolves do. And I think that's, if, you know, when you think about that connection between the three kind of creatures, it explains that a lot more. They're a lot more similar than you might think. But yeah, here he is focusing all his attention on her. And it's to the point where, when you look at him, he could easily kind of be up on that ledge with her, up on that rooftop, like sat on, like, cross-legged or whatever, or he's intentionally facing away from the moon, but at such an angle where he can still see her. And when you think about, like, how light works, obviously the light would make her maybe look more radiant and things like that, but it's suggesting obviously that she is the radiance, and she is the most important thing. And I think there's a very, again, deliberate use of the moon here, because obviously in the beginning of the song we had the discussion, the lyric about pulling the moon, bringing, you know, getting you the moon. And the moon is very comically large. The moon is not that big in real life. It is not that close. And if you guys have ever seen Bruce Almighty, which was an amazing comedy film, the consequences of bringing the moon that close are a bit too serious to think about in this nice little music video. But that's another testament, I guess, to their power, is that they can bring the moon towards, you know, the earth, and as close it as it is. but because of that, it's not as important as this person before them. I love that, the guitar. There's the storms. Oh. Okay, I was expecting plot twist. That was a really... Sorry, hang on. Oh, we're getting dark. I just wanted to talk about that, like, that transition there. The wings looked deliberately... Hello. The wings looked deliberately butterfly-esque at first, and then turned, as this kind of section of the music video has gone darker, turned more bat-like. And we got that tape effect again. That's why I'm going to call it tape effect. The synth sound that I keep talking about also has... It's... So, again, when you think about, like, the horror canon in general, as again, especially vampires, often you get, in terms of, like, the music of that genre is very gospel sounding elements, like large choirs with like booming vocals, orchestras, but also pipe organs. You know, that's a very symptomatic instrument for the genre. And so, because I guess the ENHYPEN vampire feels like a contemporary vampire. It doesn't feel like a vampire that was born in the Victorian period or the very, you know, far past or anything like that. It feels like a modern day version, if, you know, very, very contemporary. And it's almost like in this song, this synth texture that they're using, that's their organ. So instead of having the big booming vocal choir, the big orchestra, and the pipe organ, instead what you have is this drum beat, and it misses a beat as well, I think, because in the beginning it's kind of like boom, miss, boom, dum, boom, miss, boom, boom, and so it's close to like skipping a beat, literally, or like having a piece missing, but then again with this synth, that feels like, at least for this song, it feels like this is their contemporary version of an organ, if that makes sense. So like, for instance, if you took like a scene from Dracula, and I'm making this scene up, but like you had an entry scene of a vampire, their interlude, their introduction would be like a... Obviously that's Mozart. Is that Mozart? Whatever. But it would be like a big orchestral you know, piece or something. And the main kind of center of that would be like a really haunting organ. And it feels like the synth in this is their organ, because it's played at least in this song, it's played a very important part musically throughout this at various points. There's also I'm just now realizing there's a deliberate, I'm assuming it's deliberate. O, I guess, is meant to be saying yes, and because apologies, I didn't realize this. X means no, 0 means zero, O means yes. So when they're saying say O, they're actually saying say yes, I guess. I'm sorry, I'm so slow on catching that. Oh, he's really cute. Hi. Oh, I thought he was gonna... I didn't know what was gonna happen there, but I was like, I didn't expect to be clicked at. And I really like this. Oh, there's... after... And I've been really like their after credit stuff. Are they Marvel fans? Are we getting like a... Or is the next song that they're gonna release? Oh, that's a car accident. I got really excited for a second, thinking that this was going to be like a hint for the next single. And then the next single was going to be like a cyberpunk city night driving, night racing, street racing thing. And then I just see the smoke and I'm like, oh, that's a car accident. Oops. So I'm so sorry. I'm going to go back to kind of get myself back in the tone. I'm so sorry. That was a very interesting way of using the siren there. Ooh. That was a very clever way of like having it all fade out. Like it went from like a chord, like the siren went from a chord to like a single note and then like fade out. Ooh. Because obviously, nerdy moment, Doppler effect, you have one pitch at one distance. The further you go away and stuff, the pitch changes. I can't remember which way it is. But that's why when ambulances and stuff go by, ambulancers are just playing one kind of tone. But as they move past you at speed, because of the fluctuation in pitch, that's why it changes. I think it's one tone, but it definitely... and so I like the way that they have used that distance to almost create a chord there, and then fade it out into a note, and then fade it out. And time frozen again. I noticed earlier that time froze. Hi. I don't know who you are, but I need you to get your little smolder smirk out of my face. Are we getting like an after credit thing? No, okay, it's just the logos. Okay, it's just the logos. Okay. Hi Bree. Did you guys see in the recommended? Hi Bree. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. Yeah. I didn't know what I was expecting. As I said, my twin Bree was like, "You need to check this out," and I was kind of like, and she was like, "You don't have to record it," and then I was kind of like, "Okay, I'm gonna record it because I'm gonna use this to hold myself like accountable." Because oftentimes when someone says something to me, like, check this out, I won't remember to do it, or I'll try in earnest to do it and I won't do it. But I can see why she wanted me to see it. This is really cool. Yeah, again, I don't know about just kind of like wrap up thoughts, because this is quite a long video. I really liked the song. I liked the beat. The beat was very almost lo-fi, not lo-fi, but it was that kind of relaxed kind of sound. It wasn't like noise music. It was very calm, but it was very uplifting. I really liked the song. I like that. I'm assuming that this music video took place in terms of their storyline before the events of the concept film. But I think having seen the concept film first, it kind of helps me appreciate these events in this music video a lot more. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Yeah, this is really cool. I'm just trying to think, like, if anyone in the comments would like to inform me and kind of bring me up to speed on the vampire lore as much as you can, I would really appreciate it, because I'll be honest, I love vampire lore. I'm very much in terms of supernatural creatures, my kind of ranking is witches, vampires, and then werewolves. So it's my top two. It's part of my top two. But I was a big fan as a kid of Dracula, and in my head I'm just remembering a book I read. I can't remember the title. But it was a children's book, because I was a child. It was a children's book, and It was about a vampire, and this particular vampire could turn into both a bat and a werewolf. Oh, not a werewolf, sorry, a wolf. And so this was this was a really nice kind of exercise for my brain of like remembering all of those little tidbits and stuff. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. So yeah, please let me know in the comments below. I really would appreciate it. And yeah, I really like this. This song is definitely gonna go on my playlist. It's very chill, and I could see it being on like a happy playlist. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you guys maybe in another video. Bye everyone. Goodbye.